Ayo! Welcome to episode 4 of Create This Book by Moriah Elizabeth and Ashleigh Monet. That would be me. As always, my Create This Book playlist is going to be linked in the description below. And if you're not already subscribed, go on, do it. That way you won't miss the next episode when it comes out. But enough of me talking, let's jump right in and see what I can create. For our first prompt of the week, create folds. Fold this page any way you want. I'll start by taping off the borders and painting this page black. I will be covering the prompt, but I have it photocopied, so don't worry. It will come back. Here you see my washi tape just obliterate the page. Great start. This isn't the first time this has happened, but this is not supposed to happen. That's the whole point of washi tape. Let me use my black paint pen to try and fix this. Okay, moving on to the folds. It chose to do a little kitty cat origami. Now, I'm not skilled in the art of paper folding, but this one was pretty easy. I'll leave the link of the tutorial I followed in the description, so you can try it if you have any interest. Now for some color. Aw, so cute. And hey, I told you I'd bring back the prompt, didn't I? Stick it in the book. And now for the other side, I want to make a pop-up card. I used black paper for the outer layer and white for the inner layer. Then I measured 2 lines, each was 2 inches long and 2 inches apart. Then with the card folded, cut the lines. Now, when opened, this section will pop out and it'll look like a box. To sell it, we need to get a good cardboard color going. And some box flaps, obvi. Some outline will help set these pieces apart from each other. And once we glue the white layer to the black, this card should function now. Ah, it looks so nice. Now, what to put in the box? My fellow cat people know that nothing fills an empty box faster than a curious cat. They love them. So I decided to do another little cat, orange just like the origami one, and some little hearts. I drew them using only straight lines to give the illusion of more folds, cut them out, and glued them in the box. Aw, cute. I honestly could have left it there, but every good card has a good greeting. So I wrote on behalf of our kitty,
"Is this an empty box? I love it so much."
Let's glue the card onto the left side of the page now. Really wish the black of the card matched the black paint on the other side a little better, but what are you gonna do? Decided the card needed a little something something, so I just used white paint pen to write "Open Me" with a few little paw prints. Sign and date, and here's the finished piece. Clean and simple at first, but once you open the card, surprise! It's a cat in a box. Okie dokie, on to prompt number 2. Create letters. Fill this page with letters. Use them for aesthetic value rather than writing words. Ugh, let's talk about this horrible bleed through from where that washi tape tore off a layer of the page. I have an idea to fix it. Let's start with Mod Podging the edges though, so nothing bleeds through the other way. Once it's dry, tape the edges like normal, and then paint. Let's do a bright yellow on this side, and then when the tape gets pulled, it comes off clean. Now let's do a green on this side, and pull the tape. Problem solved. There we go. Now for my letters. Way back in art school, I had to do a letter study where you drew the letter as if it was made out of an object that started with that letter. It was super fun, so that's the route I'm going to go here. The first letter I chose was A for Ashleigh. Predictable. But in this case, A is also for asparagus, which is what I made the letter out of. The second letter I chose was L for my son Landon, and I drew the letter as if it was made out of leeks. FYI, these are all going to be food themed. Next, I chose the letter P for my daughter Phoebe, and I made the letter out of one of her favorite foods, popcorn. Last but certainly not least, C for Cody, my hubby. Had to pick something I really love to represent him, and that's cheese. I'm obsessed with cheese. Like my doctor should be concerned with how much cheese I eat. Mod Podge them all, cut them out. You probably can't see, but I traced where I want the letters to go on the page. And then decided to fill the empty spaces with those same 4 letters, just drawn in different font styles, if that makes any sense. First, this shaded bubble font, C, P, L, A. Next, a fluffy cloud type font, C, P, A, L. Next, I shaded the letters, then used dashes to outline them. Now how about a narrow font with some stipple shading at the bottom? Just a classic 3D block lettering with some hatching on the edges for dimension. Let's get fancy with a script font, yeah? A simple serif font now. Add some hatching to that too. Of course, I just had to add the Harry Potter font in there somewhere. Okay, this one's different, an abstract-y kind of shape font that I found on the Google. Simple lowercase font now. And for the last, this wacky kind of jagged looking font. I don't know. Add a little extra shading. And this is where we are now. Did not realize that I finished this page without recording it, but I signed and dated the page, decorated the prompt with a yellow to green gradient, Mod Podged it all, and then glued in the fancy food letters in their proper places. And there you have it. It's a little busy for my taste, but I actually like it, I think. All right, prompt number 3. Create a meal. Draw/write about your ideal meal. Don't forget dessert. So asking me to pick a favorite meal is impossible. I love food. So instead, I chose the meal that I felt was ideal to draw, aesthetically, like a very pretty dish. I chose ramen. I know, again, I swear it's not my favorite, but when you get that fancy kind with all of the veggies and an egg, it's just, mwah, chef's kiss. Beautiful to look at. But because I'm me, I want to put a dark spin on it. So using watercolors, I decided to paint the ramen as if it was tailor-made for a zombie. Zombie ramen. Yes, in my world, the zombies are civilized, and on a nice night out, they go to dine at the Zombie Ramen Shack, where they're served a piping hot bowl of brain noodles, swimming in a flavorful blood broth, garnished with a half hard-boiled egg, sliced jalapenos, fresh cilantro, and a lime wedge. Now, this is supposed to be a complete meal, and I really struggled with a concept for the drink, but then, light bulb, I thought of boba tea. The zombie version? Boba teeth. A chilled milk tea with human teeth mixed in for a delightful texture. Couldn't forget about dessert. The only Oriental dessert I've tried is mochi ice cream.
So uncultured.
A zombie would probably prefer mochi eyeballs. Here's the part where the intellectuals will comment below.
Eyeballs don't look like that on the inside.
Alas, I don't pretend to know anatomy. I'm only here for the fun. Time for the blood. So much blood. A few more little shadows here and there, and I'm feeling a black background. Let's do that. Yes, queen. Unfortunately, the contrast of the black suddenly threw off my camera, and the next couple of clips look super washed out. Bear with me, it gets better. Punched up the color and shading with a little colored pencil. Let's get them lined. Hey, you too, buddy. Juicy highlight time. Now for the prompt, I painted the oval golden yellow to match the other side and tweaked the font to appear more oriental, kind of kanji-esque. And with everything glued in, here's the finished spread. Ugh, I love this so much. The colors, the concept, it is my personal favorite for the week. And for the week's last prompt, create simplistic drawings. Fill this page with stick figure drawings. So we have some bleed through from the zombie ramen page that needs correcting. We're gonna cover it all up with this. What will it be? Ignore the camera moving. I have a camera ghost. He will stop shortly. Anyways, no mistakes. You may guess what comes next. Just happy little accidents. The tagline coined by none other than the legend Bob Ross. Yes, a man who painted realism is going to be the inspiration for my stick figure drawing. The irony. First things first, I'm going to attempt a suggestion of a Bob Ross-esque landscape painting for this quote. Using watercolor and working on a super small scale, so please, please, please make sure to keep your expectations real low on this one. Let's add some happy little trees right there. And that'll be our little secret. Now I'm just filling in the font with some color, picking up the greens and blues and purples of the painting, little highlighting and Mod Podging, and back into the book to tackle this stick figure. Now only I am neurotic enough to feel the need to sketch this out beforehand rather than just committing with ink from the start. I mean, it's a stick figure for crying out loud. Anyways, despite being a stick figure, I want it to have a likeness to Bob, so there are definitely certain details I need to include. Like, of course, his signature afro. And I even gave him a little squirrel friend, a paintbrush, his paint palette, and of course, a canvas on an easel. I signed the page, and what happened next? Well, you wouldn't know because I forgot to hit record again. All I can say is, I'm sorry and I'll do better. But I glued in the watercolor and for a special little touch, added Bob Ross's signature under my own. This is it finished, and for it being so simple, I sure do like it. I love ending on something I like. So to recap this week, we created folds with a little origami kitty and a pop-up card with another kitty in a cardboard box that he loves oh so much. We created letters, making a cute collage of the letters L, A, C, and P, with many, many styles of lettering in between. We created a meal. This meal was zombie ramen, accompanied by boba teeth and mochi eyeballs.
Tasty.
And finally, we created simplistic drawings with a stick figure of the one, the only, Bob Ross. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already. Until next time, goodbye.